Information is a strategic asset nowadays. Imagine a way of transferring information from point A to point B in a very special way, not only in encrypted way, but also in a way when it's not possible to understand that the communication is here. Imagine information transfer when it's not possible to decrypt messages in between. When it's not possible to understand who communicates with who. It means we have full privacy and full anonymity together. Imagine a way when it's all implemented and on top of it we have a mathematical trust layer, a protocol that enables these points A and B to trust each other without any identifiers, passwords, logins, keys transferred over the communication channel. The way communication being made via protocol and Project Hierophant is exactly like I described above. This is a way where we use mathematics to guarantee trust between points and still have information encrypted not only for nowadays streets but for post-quantum era as well. Metadata is a common issue across all the tools we use nowadays for decades, from emails, network protocols, to advanced messages even. Metadata is information about who communicates with who, how often, information that allows different actors to determine graphs and make decisions based on surveillance. That's what we removed from communication with protocol Hierophant. With modern threats like AI and post-quantum era that coming in next decade, we have emerging threats. For instance, secrets, state secrets, corporate secrets, and individuals affected as well by it, yeah? It seems that in next decade, traffic and encrypted data will be decrypted by quantum computers. This is why European, United States regulators made a shift and new compliance standards to move to post-quantum cryptography, to be ready for this. And that's what we already have ready in protocol and Project Hierophant. In front of me there are some devices. They are just tiny examples of mathematic protocol being implemented. Because mathematic algorithms, they are agnostic. They can live in microcontrollers in a form of software. They can live in drones. Let me tell you about the tool. The way of new architecture, privacy, anonymity, post-quantum ready, zero knowledge. Zero knowledge proofs by design. That's what we have in mathematics behind the Hierophant. A protocol that's being designed for a doomsday to send encrypted commands, messages, any kind of information in most critical scenarios. When we have blackouts, critical infrastructure sabotage, active surveillance by third-party actors. This protocol, a mass behind a protocol, was designed for military and special services tasks, to work even in hostile environments, to deliver messages in a way they couldn't be decrypted, and even the fact of communication couldn't be recognized. A total mimicry with post-quantum readiness. Let me go through some examples of what we are doing here, what we do with Hierophant. Imagine a state leaders using popular messengers that are controlled over overseas countries. Metadata and some laws, like in United States, I'm talking about FISA Act, for instance. They all lead to serious threats, and we can see a lot of examples of data leakage and attacks. So what we do for state leaders, we connect one person and another person with hardware messengers, and it's mathematically guaranteed that this device can be only trusted and recognized by this device, and likewise, and messaging between those could not be decrypted by third-party actors, even with resources of United States, China, and others. And even the fact of communication between these devices is hidden. It's not possible to understand who communicates with who. For lawyers and their customers, for M&A deals support, for Fintech organizations, and so on. These devices and protocol, because devices are just one of many implementations of mathematics we have. They do work via radio. They do work with retranslators. In a situation of total blackout and sabotage and active working of hostile special services, we can transfer commands and be sure that only this recipient can recognize, decrypt these commands. For critical infrastructure, Hierophant is used as a backup channel between sensor and control unit. Hierophant hardware and software is a backup channel which confirms that data being passed from sensor is genuine, is not modified by malware or attackers. So it's not a replacement for existing security tools. It's an addition for critical infrastructure. In the same way, we can guarantee that command instructions being issued are genuine and can be recognized only by this device. Mathematics, they live everywhere on these devices. Let me tell you some examples how customers use those. When we supply devices to our customers, they come without any identifiers. There are no serial numbers even. And we have no connection to these devices. With devices, we also supply servers. So everything what we talk about here in Hierophant is about central control is not existent in this architecture. There are no central servers. There are no control units, unlike other popular tools and protocols. There is no way that somebody can control your devices or your communication or your servers. So we supply our customers with on-premise model with one-time payments for our devices. Customers can use them as long as needed, and when communication requires a server, by the way, technology can work without servers at all. Customers can run their own servers with on-premise model. So, once you and your partner want to communicate via devices, what you do, you initialize them first, enter some PIN codes, PIN code for normal login, PIN code for wiping device, PIN code for Mimicry, another PIN code when you can wipe device immediately or make device Mimicry normal work but with fake data. And the first PIN code you can use for normal login and communication. So once you and your partner want to establish a new connection between your devices, you enter some keys, you exchange some keys, and since that moment, you can communicate totally without identifiers, without logins, without any keys being transferred over the network. The only thing that being transferred over network or radio or even offline transfer via flash devices is just a pieces of encrypted text. And this device can trust this one and likewise. And it's a mathematical proof. Zero knowledge proof implemented here. So nobody except this device and this can read conversations and understand that conversations happening. So no metadata at all. We have a lot of advanced techniques here, not only physical mimicry of devices. What most important is traffic mimicry, phantom messages, decoy traffic, when attackers or special services, surveillance actors, could not understand what is real message and what's not. The great thing about this technology is that even if you need server in between, for example, you communicate within a situation from different continents and you really need a server, even if attacker goes into your network and have a root access to your server where relay working, they couldn't understand anything. They couldn't see the fact of communication being made. That's the great thing about it. So our servers, unlike popular tools that often used for surveillance and data disclosure to governments, in our case, servers not only owned by customers, they are also so simple, they're just a temporary storage. When you put some encrypted text, what is being encrypted on this device, end-to-end encryption, and you have this piece of text temporarily living in the middle here on the server until first delivery to this device. And the interesting thing, our server software is resistant against all the known attacks, also against brute force and man in the middle and all the rest, and attackers could not even understand what is real message and what is decoy. When they do requests and when they even try to simulate device, it's not possible to understand what is real, what is not. I can talk a lot about security of devices. The most important thing here is hardware security combined with mathematics. We have some keys in protocol being used. At the same time, those keys are stored in secure chips that could not be disclosed. So, in other words, keys that used for encryption of information here on each of devices and used for decryption of incoming information on each of devices. Those keys never leave security chips. It means even in advanced cases when hardware being stolen, when they try to disassemble it, they never have access to your keys by design, by hardware design, and on top by mathematics design. So once you use these devices for communication, you have not only encrypted out of the state communication right now, you also protect it for post-quantum streets. You have your secrets secured for next decade. Zero-knowledge proof and protocol is far way more than just a messaging. Messaging is just one of popular products we built on top of mathematic protocol Hierophant. Protocol has multi-layer design by itself. What does it mean? It means that every application built on top of protocol inherits its security and trust level. An example. We can confirm access levels, logins, financial transactions over this protocol, digital identity without logins and passwords. For example, when you log into a website, you share your credentials, your password and metadata along with it. With our protocol, with our devices, you can just insert any of our devices to laptop or telephone connected by USB or Bluetooth. And the website, web application, will identify you as existing user or a new user without any identifiers, logins and passwords. That's it. So one of applications of the protocol is digital identity, especially what they plan to achieve in European Union regarding digital identity, about unified digital ID. This protocol can be used in Fintech, in state systems. For instance, state can use protocol to issue some data like age and so on, and we can use this data for different systems to prove, for example, that owner of this device is 21 years old without disclosing his identity, like name, last name, and so on, and date of birth. Just a simple examples, yeah. So this protocol is multi-layered by its design. When it comes to risks of attacks, especially by attacks from special services and intelligence organizations, we have all measures. In addition to mathematics, we have those implemented. When it comes to supply chains, the principle of mimicry of protocol also applies to supply chains. None of our devices have identifiers or connected to customers. At the same time, we comply with European law and being developed in Austria for this project is a strategy move, because Austria has one of the best available and loyal to to end-to-end encryption laws in the world. Not so many locations where such systems can be developed without pressure. Austria also a neutral country, non-NATO country, and it was a perfect location for us to develop it all. In terms of business continuity of this project and company, in terms of sovereignty, what is the core of our principles to support digital sovereignty, European Union and individuals across the world. We have a strong foundation here. The company is owned solely by me, Oleg Shumer. We never had any investments or government funding and any other funding. So it's just independent, sovereign, commercial company. We strictly respect anti-terrorism laws and data protection laws. For our customers, it means following. We know nothing about device usage. Once device purchased, we have no information where it is. It doesn't use our servers, and we have just one-time payments without subscriptions. It's just strictly yours as a customer. We supply server software so you can work on your own infrastructure. Even in case when we have a request from any government, the only fact that we know and we obliged to disclose here in Austria, we can answer to only one question. Is this organization, name of organization, did they pay for your services or your products? This is the only information that we have about our customers, and this is the only thing we can disclose. Once these devices transferred to customers, we have no information about how to decrypt, and we have no possibility how to decrypt it. It's a great thing about mathematics, about encryption. By the way, we didn't invent new encryption methods. We use certified algorithms, AES, Kyber for keys encapsulation, certified already by National Institute of Standards and Technology in the United States. We use industry standards just with appropriate mathematic algorithms to make it totally private, post-quantum ready, and being able to work during crisis situations. So, as a manufacturer, we could not decrypt our own devices, even in case of such request. And the good thing is that even powerful actors like United States, China, or others can't do it because of hardware encryption and mathematical protocols. So the only law we comply with is the law of European Union, Austria, and this is a strong foundation for all of our customers and for us. We have strong internal protocols, distribution of manufacturing facilities, of software production, firmware burning into devices, multi-level security inside. Even in terms of some disaster happened to company or owner, we have a strict plan of business continuity and ownership inheritance. Let me summarize what we offer nowadays. The thing is, why this video is being recorded, one of the reasons of why this video being recorded is that this technology that was initially developed for critical infrastructure and states and special services to be used in these tools being available commercially under export control in some modifications of software and hardware as a dual-use technology. Straight to the point. With protocol and Project Hierophant, with implementation of mathematical protocol. Straight to the point. This software and hardware initially designed for defense and state entities, for work in critical situations during blackouts, to work in production systems, SCADA, critical infrastructure. Now it's available commercially. What you can achieve with using our protocol, software and hardware? You can achieve encrypted communications, metadata-free, post-quantum ready. You can protect your secrets from state secrets to commercial negotiations to critical infrastructure without any third-party actors, without using United States, China, origin or any other solutions. Communications being made within Hierophant-based systems could not be decrypted even using post-quantum computers because we use certified algorithms in it, post-quantum ready algorithms, by any of the actors. This software and hardware can work even via radio transmission, via mesh networks, with retranslators, with drones in the air. You can securely transmit commercial information and state secrets as well. With zero-knowledge proof, you can build advanced systems that can guarantee 2 points can trust each other with probability of hacking it less than 1 to number of atoms in the universe. That's it. That's how mathematics work. It's all about building a new architecture with privacy, anonymity, post-quantum ready, offline ready by design. So it's very important. We sell not just devices, not just improving some existing encryptions. We sell a digital sovereignty, a real digital sovereignty. When you own your communications infrastructure, when you own devices, software and hardware, when it's resilient to any threats from third-party actors, from intelligence agencies, for commercial customers, from pressure or from hostile services and intelligence for state customers. This mathematics and hardware can work with your existing infrastructure, and with critical infrastructure it could be used as a backup way of commands and sensor data transmission, as well as the source of proof. We invite you to start pilot projects, and for more deep discussions of your needs. Every customer gets their own configuration, what is a part of our resilience plan. Gets their own configuration of hardware tools, of software tools if needed for their particular situation, for their needs. So we have mathematics, we have a lot of different modifications of hardware, software, and we do customization. All based on principles of total anonymity, privacy, and readiness for emerging AI threats and post-quantum threat. In a modern world, especially in last years, information is a strategic asset. Stay safe and ready to connect.